this story was just beginning to unfold. From one Milwaukee apartment, the remains of 11 mutilated bodies are found. Dahmer confesses to those murders and leads police in 3 states to re-examine 6 more unsolved homicides. Day after day, more terrible details emerged that Dahmer had sex with a victim after death, that he kept one victim's heart in a freezer to eat later. In Milwaukee, minority leaders called for an investigation of the police department after 3 officials allegedly failed to stop Dahmer's attack on a 14-year-old boy.
And now the focus is in Bath Township, Ohio. Paul Ray joins us live with that portion of this story. Paul, what can you tell us?
Well, a great deal of planning and preparation went into this search effort here in Bath Township ever since Jeffrey Dahmer made his startling confession late last week. Authorities have been very careful since then about looking for what Dahmer said was his first ever mutilation slaying victim 13 years ago. Been working with the map provided by Jeffrey Dahmer, the 8-person search crew still has a lot of ground to cover, or in this case, uncover, before they could actually begin digging for the remains of Stephen Hicks. The 2-acre site first had to be cleared of brush and weeds. Then came the actual process of locating the bits and pieces of bones that Dahmer told authorities he scattered around the area. The Summit County coroner describes it as looking for a needle in a haystack.
Not only was the deceased dismembered, but then the bones were broken apart with a sledgehammer. And so we are looking at fragments that the largest of which may be no bigger than your hand.
The search also included the crawl space under the former Dahmer home. It was here, Jeffrey Dahmer told police, that he dismembered the 19-year-old Hicks.
They will be searching for any type of blood or any other evidence that may be there.
While several bone fragments were found, they will first be tested to make certain they are human bones and that they belong to Hicks. And recovering all or most of the skeletal parts will not happen quickly.
Everything seems to be very consistent with what Jeffrey Dahmer has told the investigators. It's in the area that he said that it would be, and we're continuing to search that. It's a very tedious operation, and we look to be here maybe 3 to 4 days.
At this point, authorities also have no reason to think there is more than one body buried here. Now, in addition to providing those of us in the media with updated information about their search effort, authorities here are also keeping the family of Stephen Hicks well informed about exactly what is being found at this location. This is Paul Ray reporting from Bath Township.
Paul, thank you very much. The question tonight was Dahmer working alone, or did he have accomplices?
Channel 5's Ray Suarez is live in Milwaukee with the latest from there. Ray?
Well, the local law enforcement are looking into the speculation that Dahmer did not work alone. There are rumors to that effect coming out of Milwaukee law enforcement today as continuing revelations are made about the victims, both in the apartment and in other locations. The 2 latest identifications, Richard Guerrero and his body found near Dahmer's grandmother's house in West Allis, and David Thomas, who apparently met his end in Dahmer's apartment in Milwaukee. Today at City Hall, a wide range of community groups brought its frustration to the offices of government and police, and the Dahmer case has focused anger already felt by Milwaukee minority groups.
It is unexcusable to us that it takes a serial killer to bring to the forefront the issues that community groups have raised for years. We are asking all citizens groups and churches to join forces to create a community agenda that we, the citizens, will hold the government officials accountable.
And today was the funeral of Tony Hughes, whose remains were brought from the Dahmer apartment last week. While his family grieved in a Milwaukee funeral chapel, another family says the Hugheses may be fortunate. One of the most recent victims identified from the Dahmer killings, David Thomas, 24 years old, missing since last fall, and identified only by a photograph found in Dahmer's apartment, a photograph of Thomas either already dead or sedated, lying in the bathtub. That was given by Milwaukee police to the family to make the positive identification. Dahmer has told law enforcement that he destroyed the Thomas body, so that family will have no remains to grieve over.